Hello and welcome to Brain Haze, the channel that brings you the latest news and helpful tips to make your technology experience simpler and more enjoyable. In today's video, we'll be showing you how to retrieve your payload to access Websight.blue, the online platform that offers a wide range of tools and resources to help you succeed. If you're struggling to access your account, or you're encountering any issues with your payload, then you've come to the right place. With our step-by-step guide, you'll be up and running on Websight.blue in no time. So sit back, relax and let's dive into the exciting world of online tools and resources. Before you can access Websight.blue, you first need to retrieve your payload. Fortunately, this is a fairly straightforward process that only takes a few simple steps. To get started, the first thing you'll need to do is log into your account on the Websight.blue website. Once you're logged in, you'll want to navigate to the Payload section of your account. This section can usually be found in the Settings or Account area, depending on the website's layout. Once you're in the Payload section, you should see a button labeled Retrieve Payload. Click on this button, and the website will generate a unique payload for your account. This payload is essentially a piece of code that contains all the relevant information about your account's permissions and access rights. Once the payload has been generated, you'll need to copy it and save it somewhere secure. We recommend saving it in a secure text file or password manager, but you can also write it down on a piece of paper and store it in a safe place. With your payload now safely stored, you can proceed to the final step of the process, accessing Websight.blue itself. Simply navigate to the website's main login page and enter your account email and password as usual. However, before you click Submit to log in, the website will ask you for your payload. Simply paste the code you copied earlier into the appropriate field, and then click Submit. Voila! You're now logged in and ready to enjoy all of the features and content on Websight.blue. To retrieve your payload for Websight.blue, the first thing you need to do is log into your account. Assuming you've already created an account on the website, you can do this by navigating to the website's login page and entering your account email and password. If you haven't created an account yet, you'll need to go through the registration process first. This typically involves providing your name, email address, and creating a password. Once you've entered your login credentials and clicked Submit, the website will validate your credentials and log you into your account. If you've forgotten your password, most websites will offer a Forgot Password option that allows you to reset your password by entering your email address and following some additional steps. It's important to remember that you should always use strong, unique passwords for your online accounts to reduce the risk of your account being hacked or compromised. Additionally, you should never share your password with anyone or reuse passwords across multiple accounts, as this can increase the risk of a security breach. Retrieving your payload is the next step in accessing Websight.blue. The payload is a unique code that is generated by the website to verify your account information and permissions. To retrieve your payload, you'll want to log into your account on the Websight.blue website and then navigate to the Payload section. Once you're in the Payload section, you should see a button labeled Retrieve Payload. Clicking on this button will generate a unique payload code for your account. This code is typically a long string of letters, numbers, and symbols that is specific to your account and serves as a unique identifier to grant you access to the website's content and features. Once you've generated your payload code, it's important that you copy the code and store it somewhere safe. We recommend saving it in a secure text file or password manager, but you can also write it down on a piece of paper and store it in a safe location. It's important to keep your payload code secure, as anyone who possesses your code will be able to gain access to your account on Websight.blue. If you suspect that your code has been compromised, you should reset your code by generating a new one in the Payload section of your account. And that's it. With your payload code safely stored, you can now move on to the final step in accessing Websight.blue, entering the code to gain access to the site's content and features. With your payload code now safely stored, it's time to move on to the final step, accessing Websight.blue. To do this, you'll navigate to the website's login page and enter your account email and password as usual. However, before you click Submit to log in, the website will ask you for your payload code. This is where the code you generated in the Payload section of your account comes in handy. Simply paste the code you copied earlier into the appropriate field and click Submit. If your code is valid, you'll be granted access to Websight.blue, and you can start exploring all of the site's content and features. If your code is invalid, you'll receive an error message and be prompted to try again or generate a new code in the Payload section of your account. It's important that you keep your payload code safe and secure, as anyone with access to the code can gain entry to your account on Websight.blue. Additionally, you should never share your login credentials or reuse passwords across multiple accounts, as this can increase the risk of a security breach. And that's it. Following these simple steps will allow you to quickly and easily access all of the great content and features that Websight.blue has to offer. And that's it for today's video on how to retrieve your payload to access Websight.blue. We hope you found this guide helpful and informative, and that you are now able to access your account with ease. Remember, if you encounter any further issues or have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the Websight.blue support team, who will be more than happy to assist you. And be sure to subscribe to BrainHaze for more helpful tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.